SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hey, welcome back to Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad. You may notice I'm back in Goron Town. I decided I am going to go talk to the NPCs. I hope that suits you okay, because I want to see what they have to say about the champions. And that does make more sense now that I think on it, that when I found Tiba over by the shooting range, that he had completely different things to say. Didn't even think about it at the time. But anyway, here's Bluto. Let's talk to Bluto.
It's another scorcher today. Do you need something?
Yeah, tell me about Daruk. Yeah.
You want to know about Daruk? Huh. Popular subject these days. Not too long ago, Rito Bard came by wanting to know all about him. I told him about all kinds of things. For example, about the Boulder Breaker, Daruk's weapon of choice. I told him how heavy it is and how its power is unmatched.
Did I mention I broke that the other day? I guess I should probably remedy that at some point. Anyway.
You know, the valley at Gortram Cliff, southwest of Gorko Tunnel? It was made by Daruk with his Boulder Breaker in one night.
Yeah, that's a valid question. Why?
Why? Why do you think? To make it easier for us Gorons to get all that tasty rock roast.
Oh yeah, that's right, with the rock bones and whatnot.
That Rito fella seemed to like the other story. I told him better, though. I'm not a big fan of that one. The heroic and exciting stories of Daruk capture him much better.
Oh right, the scared of dogs part. I suppose you told him about that?
Was there something else you needed?
Where's Yunobo? I will want to talk to him.
Yunobo? I saw him staring off into the distance on top of the entrance gate. Typical. Actually, it seems to me that Yunobo is acting more accomplished and confident these days.
That makes sense. I mean, we went through some stuff.
Maybe he's finally realized what it means to be a descendant of the great Daruk. Was there something else you needed?
What's tell me something? Yeah, tell me something.
What do you want to hear about?
I feel like we've already had this conversation, so never mind. See you later, Bluto. Thanks for your help. On top of the entrance gate. So up there? Okay. Oh, that's right. That is where he hangs out, isn't it? Remember that one episode where I wandered around forever trying to find him and I couldn't find him? And it turns out he's up there. I don't recall at what point I figured that out. But, yeah, that's where he is. Hey, Yunobo. Oh, he's watching the town itself, not the path to the town. You'd almost think he was on guard duty, but he's not, clearly. Unless you just don't trust your own people, I guess. Hey, Yunobo. What voice did I even give you? I think you're just... Huh? Oh, it's you. You need something, Goro? Tell me about Daruk. About Lord Daruk, Goro? Huh? Oh, that reminds me of something. I found Lord Daruk's training journal. He must have been a big eater. He sure talks about delicious rocks a bunch. They're all gonna have diaries for me to read, aren't they? Okay. What else? Oh, Lord Daruk also had a good friend who liked to eat as much as he did. I don't have much of an appetite myself, so I'm pretty scrawny, Goro. You're scrawny. You have literally sculpted abs. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna have to start eating lots so I can become as strong as those two. Okay, tell me about the training journal. That's right. I found it when I was cleaning out the abandoned North Mine where we met. Lord Daruk's training journal is at my house now, Goro. Anything else you want to know, Goro? Do you have anything new to say? What do you want to know about, Goro? How about that? So you figured it out, Goro. Now that I defeated Rudania, I guess that means I've proven myself, right? Now maybe I can get the respect I deserve, Goro. But you can't drop that verbal tick, huh? And my ancestor. I'll have to do my best to keep honoring Lord Daruk's legacy and all that. Anything else you want to know, Goro? No. Thanks, Yunobo. Okay. So off to read that journal. And, it seems to me I've kind of given Bluto just Daruk's voice, haven't I? Well, that's fine. I guess we're having a lot of gravel voice today. Hope you don't, damage your hearing on my voice. Here, right? Yeah, that's a... Goron books, man, they're weird. Look at them. They're weird. Anyway, read Daruk's training journal. Yes. Let's see, Daruk. All right. I'm going to start writing in this diary thing starting now. Diary.
Maybe I'll call it my training journal. They say all you gotta do is write down stuff that happens. Us Gorons prefer the simple life, so I hope simple stuff counts. Let's see, for today's journal entry, what should I write about? Oh, I know. I had some rock roast from the peak of Death Mountain. It was delicious. I think I'll eat more of it soon.
Yeah, I guess, it's kind of post about your food. That's pretty standard for this sort of thing.
I talked to some aliens at the base of the mountain. All anyone wants to talk about these days is Calamity Ganon. Reminds me of when those tiny Sheikah came up to Death Mountain a few years ago to dig up that divine beast or whatever. The Hylians were saying that beast thing is a weapon someone will need to learn how to control. Back in the good old days, Gorons didn't worry about relics we couldn't eat. Now I'm hungry.
Yes, eating is a theme, I see.
Maybe I'll track down a prime rock roast for one of my dinners tonight.
One of your dinners. What about second breakfast?
Today I saw someone being attacked when I was out looking for lunch rocks at the peak. He was a little tiny guy, so I rushed down the mountain to help him. I was shocked to find he was handy with a sword.
Why does everybody see fit to write about me in their journals? Like, sure, I'm good with a sword, whatever.
By the time I rolled his way, he'd already taken out all the monsters. I couldn't help but admire his Goron-like strength.
It's almost like they know I'm going to read their diary eventually.
While I was distracted,
training journal, sorry.
While I was distracted, a monster almost got the jump on me. He stopped it. The Great Daruk, saved by a tiny Hylian. I must have had a dopey look on my face when that happens. Hope he didn't notice.
I probably did. I like making fun of people. You may have noticed.
That little Hylian from before is named Link. He's got a respectable appetite. Loves to eat meat, fruit, vegetables.
That's true, I do eat a lot.
All sorts of things a decent person wouldn't dream of eating.
Decent person.
Link will cook up and eat just about anything. I offered him some grade A rock roast to help refine his palate. I asked him how it tasted. He liked it so much he was speechless.
Oh, so I did eat it. Well, that's something anyway.
I knew Hylians could eat rocks too. Eating isn't the only thing Link and I have in common. The little guy's also incredibly strong. He said sometimes when he focuses, it feels like time slows down. I really like that guy. He's the type of guy you can trust to have your back and also have a nice hearty meal with. Yeah, that settles it. From now on, Link's an official brother.
Oh, so I already was a Goron Blood Brothers. Take that, guys. I already was. Didn't even go through any trials or whatever. Shoosh.
Hyrule's little princess came to Goron City and asked me to pilot the divine beast. I said yes. The Great Daruk never turns down someone in need. When I said I would, the princess seemed really happy. There will be 4 champions to control 4 divine beasts and 1 swordsman to take on Ganon. Including the princess, our anti-Ganon team is 6 strong, made up of all different kinds of people.
So were you the last one to get recruited? I guess.
This has the makings of an epic feast. I got the ball rolling by giving the princess my best rock roast.
Man, you gotta learn about Hylian diets, my dude.
She said thanks, but I think she was holding back a grimace. Must have had something foul on her mind.
Yeah, must have.
I'm a champion now. Feels good. I haven't talked to Link in a while, so seeing him at the inauguration ceremony was nice. It was a good day. Oh, word has it Link has been chosen as Zelda's appointed knight. I can't think of a better brother for the job. I hear one of those ancient machine things went nuts during some test and shot out deadly beams. With true Goron spirit, Link grabbed a pot lid from the ground and deflected the blast.
Oh, yeah. So this is just in case you haven't figured out that you can do it with Crappy Shield, deflect those guardian beams? Anyway, whatever.
He nailed the thing in its weak spot and saved the day. His bravery caught the king's eye, and not long after that, he was appointed to guard Zelda. I'd expect nothing less from the little guy.
Wow, you got a long journal, dude.
I've been chosen to pilot Rudania, but I was having trouble controlling it. I was the only champion who was struggling. I asked Link for advice, but he just shoved me into the Divine Beast so I could explore it aimlessly all day. I can't explain it, but by the end of the day, I was able to control Rudania just how I wanted to. I guess experience is the best teacher. Little guy's strength must come from working hard and never giving up. Good lesson, brother. As thanks, I'm going to treat him to some gourmet sirloin rock.
Very thoughtful, thank you. Why, it's still going.
All my Hylian brother seems to do these days is watch over the tiny princess while she does her research.
Well, that must not get awkward.
It looks like tough work, but the princess seems a lot happier and talks more since she's been doing it, so must be okay. I hear the little guy finally opened up about his troubles to the princess while they were shoveling food. Surprisingly, she opened up right back, said something princessy like, I guess we're the same, you and I Probably should have done a Zelda voice and a Daruk voice. That would have been complicated. I guess we're the same, you and I. Nah, it's really hard to do double accents, I tell you what. Sounds heavy. They must have been bonding over their food preferences. That'll do it, all right. Speaking of opening up, all this journal writing has made me realize something about myself. Writing makes me hungry.
That is a breakthrough. Now you just need to find out what does not make you hungry. Oh, wait, you're dead. Suddenly this got heavy. Okay, you know what? Before I move on, just in honor of Daruk, let's see here. What can I do in honor of Daruk? Let's see here. Best meat I got. And just for you, Daruk. No, they don't like gems. Gems are no good, so flint or luminous stone. Flint seems like a good hearty Goron meal, right? Here you go. Yeah. Rock hard. And just for you, man. This one's for you. Yeah, just eat it. Crunchy. Yeah. Satisfying. Okay, anyway, let's move on to... Why did I do that? Let's move on to Rito territory. I only got to talk to the Elder. I already did one of those. So, see you over there. Alright, so here we are. Just gotta go talk to that Elder. Oh, didn't I give the Elder, like, a terrible voice? I feel like I did. I was trying to make him sound like an owl, and he just sounded dumb. Hey, Canelli.
Oh,
That noise.
if he talks like this, he really does. What am I supposed to do about it? Champion descendant.
Your mustache grows over your nose. Beak, yeah. Your mustache grows over your beak. Look at that. I don't think I noticed that before. Either that or I noticed it and I forgot.
I'm happy to answer anything I can.
Okay, tell me about Rivali. That's what I'm here for.
You're curious about Master Rivali? Ho ho, what perfect timing. We recently found the Diary of Rivali. We were all excited to locate such a personal item of the champion's. However, not just anyone has the right to read something of that nature. That's why I left Tiba in charge of it, since he so admires Master Rivali.
You mean I missed it when I was in the room over there? I guess I wasn't looking for it. Diary of Rivali, sure.
Ho ho, the historic Diary of Rivali was recently found at the flight range our champion so adored. Tiba took the diary to his home for safekeeping. Was there anything else?
I think that's all I have to talk to you about, so I guess let's go read that diary?
Ho ho ho.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good for you, old man. Isn't this Tiba's house? Is this Tiba's house? Is that the diary? Heck yeah, okay. Rivali, he talks like this. Okay, here we go. I won another archery competition today. As one would expect, the village can't stop talking about my winning streak because you probably never shut up about it. In short order, I've managed to break all of the previous records and set an insurmountably high bar. Everywhere I go, I receive praise and affirmations that I am the pride of the Rito. I could get used to this. Yeah, okay. The Elder asked me what I would like as a prize for my achievements. I told him I wish for an archery training ground. Oh, so you're responsible for that? If I am to keep this up, I need somewhere to train at varying elevations. I'm hoping to master a new move I've dreamed up. I keep pushing my archery skills to the limit. My dive is ideal, but the ensuing ascent is not as smooth as I wish it was. I must return to the flight range again tomorrow. There I will become stronger, better. I can rebuild it. I have the technology. I won't rest until I succeed. The Rito children look up to me. I hear they wish to start training at the flight range too. Punks, they'll never be anything. Perhaps it's not a bad idea to allow tricky. Let me try that again. Perhaps it's not a bad idea to allow everyone to use my training space. These are dangerous times, after all. He's not as bad a guy as I make him out to be. Tomorrow I will try a new strategy I've been devising to control the updraft. I refuse to believe it's impossible. There is a persistent rumor in town that Calamity Ganon's resurrection is imminent. It can't be true, right? A few years ago, scientists dug up an ancient mechanical beast called Meadow. It was supposedly used to fight Ganon. Hyrule's royal family is in search of someone to pilot the beast. They say to do so requires something beyond skill. They say one's soul must contain an incredible sacred power for a divine beast to recognize them as master. They should have just asked for me by name. Revali. To control the divine beast and defeat the calamity would finally allow me to prove myself to the world. Like, what happened in your childhood, dude? What are you compensating for? Did you just have like a bad dad or something? I don't know. Hyrule's princess stopped dawdling and asked me to pilot the divine beast. I asked what our plan is. I wish I hadn't. It's completely absurd. The divine beasts are little more than backup for some Hylian knight who has the honor of fighting Calamity Ganon. Me, a sidekick. I thought of declining, but then she looked me dead in the eye and held my gaze as she said, "We must protect the precious life of this land from the Calamity's grasp at all costs. Hyrule needs you, Revali." It was so corny I almost died, but I won't soon forget the look in her eyes. She meant it with all of her heart. I thought Hylians only thought of themselves, but I suppose there's exception to every rule. I'm going to accept, of course, but out of self-respect, I'm going to let her sweat it out a little bit longer. Yeah, that sounds in line with your personality. Hyrule's princess is coming by to ask for my answer tomorrow. She will surely be overcome with joy when I accept. I mean, probably, yeah. And her timing is exceptional. I'm close, so close to mastering my new move and showing everyone what I'm capable of. When they see it, they'll know without doubt it should be me fighting Ganon instead of that pathetic knight. I can see it now. The king and princess and the knight all on their knees begging me to defeat Ganon for them. They'll say, "Please, Master Revali, please use your otherworldly skills and intellect to defeat Calamity Ganon." I look forward to that day. Oh, I'm sure you do. I journeyed to Hyrule Castle for an inauguration ceremony. I now bear the grand title of champion. Meaningless pomp, if you ask me. If true strength relied on title and uniform, everyone would be a champion. I do like the blue scarf, though. That annoyingly silent knight was as emotionless as usual. I can never tell what's on his mind. Likely nothing at all. Somehow I can't help but believe the stories about him beating adult knights in swordplay when he was only a child. Apparently when I was 4. Like, how does that happen? I can't get... Anyway, carry on. Still, he doesn't stand a chance against me. There's no one alive who can keep up with my aerial combat, because I can't fly. That is true, Revali. Sorry for not growing wings. That reminds me, it's about time I came up with a fitting name for that new move I created. What kind of name would be worthy? Revali's... something. Tornado? Whirlwind? Masterpiece. The princess came to the village on official business, along with her shadow, that insufferable knight. I tried to talk to him while the princess met with the elder, but he was his usual quiet self. Why do people like him so? I also gave him the privilege of seeing me perform Revali's Gale. Nothing. No reaction at all to my impressive feat. Well, I mean, you were probably being a douche about it. You know, it's what you do. I showed it to him even knowing there was a chance of failure, since it's still so new. He must truly be slow-witted. I tried to provoke him into facing me, but to no avail. It's like talking to a stone. Our interactions were a waste of time, so I flew off to find solace with Meadow. What's wrong with that guy? What is... I could return that phrase to you, my dude. Daruk informed me that we have been asked to escort the princess to Lanayru. We're to see the princess off at dawn at the mountain's base and meet her there when she returns at sunset. Must I participate in this nonsense, though I still remember that look on the princess's face. When she asked me to pilot the divine beast, she was not only determined, she seemed desperate. She's aware she can't fulfill her sacred duties, and anyone can see how it weighs on her. It's difficult for me to comprehend the troubles of the talentless, but I'm trying. It's not that I dislike the princess. She tries her hardest. It's simply not good enough. No, I don't think I can spare the time to send her off in the morning, but perhaps I will fly over to greet her at sunset. Perhaps that alleged sealing power will show her some mercy and finally awaken this time. Well, that's remarkably generous of you to blame it on the power and not on the princess. You know, just given your track record there, Revali. Anyway, great. Why should I give Revali a fair shake? He's a douche, okay? He's a douche. He's got a complex history, and I like his story. I don't like him, and I'm not going to apologize about that. Anyway, time to go talk to the Gerudo. So, oh, hey, Kass. Right, he's always here with his kids. Anyway, going to Gerudo Town. I'll see you there. If I can get this douche out of my voice. Excuse me. Okay. I just stretched and in process of doing so knocked over the switch. I'm hoping I didn't lose anything. It seems to still be recording, so hopefully we're still good. Right, so I gotta talk to, Wow, why can't I think of her name? This is embarrassing. Buliara and the chieftain of the Gerudos, whose name is Riju. Of course it is. Jeez. Hi, Riju. Been a while. Wow, you said that really quickly. Savak, what's wrong? Are you still worried about the safety of this town? Or have you grown so comfortable here that you can't imagine leaving? Whatever the case may be, you're needed elsewhere. You must eventually leave. You know this. I feel like we've had this conversation. That being said, when it's all over, if you were to drop back by here, I think we'd all be pleased to see you. Yes? Do you need something? Tell me about Urbosa. Your mother, right? Or grand... Generations are complicated. Anyway, you wish to speak of Lady Urbosa? Huh. What an interesting request. After Naboris was tamed, we located Lady Urbosa's diary. Since you're here, I shall tell you something from it. Lady Urbosa had a beloved friend whom she thought the world of, the Queen of Hyrule. Such a big heart. Our Lady Urbosa was admirable in every aspect of her life. What's this about the diary? Lady Urbosa's diary is in my room. Since she trusted you, I'm certain she wouldn't mind you reading it. Okay, well that was short, relatively. Buliara, did you have anything to say? A lot happened, but we are truly indebted to you. The champion's arms are treasures of the Gerudo, much like the Thunderhelm. If anything happens to them, you must let me know immediately. The chief is sitting to my left. Was it just Riju who had stories about Urbosa? Maybe it was... Okay, just real quick, I'm going to check with the captain of the guard. Whose name is Teaki. Now, I feel like Teaki didn't have anything to say, but here, let's just check in with her. Savak. To think that the Gerudo would be able to learn something of combat from a Hylian. Will you consider joining our forces? Sure. That's reassuring to hear. However, I already spoke with the chief about you. You're on a very important mission, aren't you? Once you finish that task, we'd gladly accept you alongside us. By the way, did you happen to catch sight of that strange Molduga? And did you run into the intrepid Hylian named called Tracy? In any case, I'm glad she was able to return unharmed. Okay, so I was supposed to talk to Teaki before I did all that stuff. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go read the diary? Yeah? Yeah. Let's go read the diary. Okay. Up here. Up here. Why is your room so far away? Is it this one? Gotta be this one, right? Unless this is... Oh, this is Riju's diary. This must be Urbosa's diary. Here we are. Okay, Urbosa, right. My dear friend from afar came to visit Gerudo Town today. It's always a pleasure to see the Queen of Hyrule. She described her reason for coming as urgent. She wished for me to meet her newborn child. Her sweet daughter's name is Zelda. She has her mother's smile. I cannot help but cherish her already. I told her that Zelda is sure to grow up into a dignified and beautiful queen, just like her mother. My friend thanked me, but said that looks are fleeting, and instead she wished for Zelda to be blessed with true happiness. The way she gazes upon her daughter, her little bird as she calls her, I have never seen such unconditional love. It's been a long while since we laid my dear friend... Wow, you didn't write in a while. It's been a long while since we laid my dear friend the Queen to rest. I only now have the will to write again. Well, I guess if I'd read the entire thing, I would understand. It was so sudden. I still can't believe she's gone. All of my sweet memories of her keep running through my mind. Even now, I can hardly keep the tears at bay. Young Zelda kept her head held high as she said her final goodbye to her mother at the funeral. She carried herself as a true princess, but I can sense the deep grief she is hiding within. I worry for her. I made a voyage to visit Hyrule. After speaking with the king, I saw Zelda for the first time in a year. In truth, it was my concern for her that brought me there. The king allowed me to keep her company as she went to the spring for her training. There, Zelda prayed and prayed in the spring's icy waters until the sun set. I told her many times to stop, but she wouldn't listen. I eventually had to drag her out of the water. Zelda gazed at me for the longest time with heartbreaking vulnerability. Eventually, in a tiny voice, she told me of the pressure and panic she feels at not being able to fulfill her sacred duty. You know, it's fair. She whispered over and over, "Why can I not do as the royal daughters of the past have done? What is wrong with me?" See, that's the question I want an answer to right there. I don't feel like we ever got an answer for that. Why? Why couldn't Zelda do the thing? I could do the thing. I could beat dudes up when I was 4. What the heck? Why didn't, Destiny usually takes care of this sort of thing, it seems. Anyway, all I could do was hold her close and listen. I pray that it is enough. Emissaries from Hyrule came to see me today. They informed me that I have been chosen to pilot the Divine Beast. My people are uneasy about it. They tell me such a dangerous task is not fitting for the chief. I understand their fear. However, I intend to accept this task. Calamity Ganon's resurrection does not only threaten Hyrule, but the whole world. I refuse to sit idly by. Ganon is also closely associated with the Gerudo, an association I deeply resent. Yeah, for sure. Like, dude dicked with you guys repeatedly. Yeah, anyway, carry on. I believe Zelda will be here soon to receive my official answer. I'm excited to see her, as always. I attended the inauguration ceremony alongside the other champions whom I share a fate with. Zelda, Rivali, Mipha, and Link are so young. They are Hyrule's future. Daruk and I hope to help them see that future. However, one thing did trouble me. Zelda was uncharacteristically cold toward Link. I can imagine why. I hear Link has been assigned as Zelda's guardian knight. I hope they find a way to get along. Eventually it worked out. Link requested to meet with me today. He tells me Zelda exploited our law that restricts men from entering town to slip away from him. I told him of a trick that would allow him entrance, and he was able to get in. By then, however, Zelda was long gone. What's the trick? Is it just the cross-dressing trick? I mean, because that's all I've found these days. I promised to let him know if I saw her, so he reluctantly returned home. In a similar yet distinct way, Link seems to have trouble expressing himself. Perhaps the two can help each other. That is, if she ever gives him the chance. Today I accompanied Zelda as she went to research Naboris. When the sun set, the poor exhausted girl drifted to sleep. I sent word to Link, who showed up at Naboris faster than I expected. And I couldn't even teleport at that point, I don't think. Although it's none of my business, I felt the least I could do to bridge their gap was to share some things about Zelda. Oh, so that memory, that was how we actually patched things up, I guess, sort of? The rest is up to them. I'm so happy to say that Zelda smiles much more often lately. It seems she and Link have finally learned to get along. I hope this will have a positive effect on her training. However, I am concerned we may be running out of time. Whenever I hear of monster attacks or other unusual events plaguing the kingdom, my concern grows. All I can do is pray that Zelda, my little bird, has enough time. I do not pray to the goddesses, but to her mother, my dearest friend. How I miss her. Well, I don't know if we actually gained any particular subtext from this, but I enjoyed it. And yeah, that pretty much did take up the entire episode, didn't it? This one might end up being slightly short, but I kind of have to aim for the short side of things, because I don't know if you watched my Shadow of the Colossus playthrough, but if you do, then you may have heard that I'm moving tomorrow, and thus I have limited time to do this, and I still need to edit this and get it up. Yeah, I'm recording this about 3 hours before it's supposed to be uploaded to the channel, so yeah, we're cutting things close this week, and I may not have internet next week. I forgot to set it up. But anyway, if there's a hiatus, I'll let you know about it. Hopefully it won't be long. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope that this was satisfying for you as it was for me. Next time we'll get back to business, start doing the trials over in Zora territory, and finish this whole thing up, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next time.